Hello, Hot Vibes, and welcome back to our recap of Your Sky, episode 11.
Mother of God.
Yeah.
Oh my, I went through like whiplash with this fucking episode. I was like, ah.
Yeah.
Oh my God, I was like so happy for the good like first half of it, and I was like, if you are fucking me over and saying it's scary and it's not, but no, there was some stuff.
Yeah, don't worry, we get there. We get there.
We get there. At least we get some love first.
Yeah, but we do start off nice, like he's sort of nice.
Yeah.
Like it's a little bit like on edge, but you know, it's mostly nice for the first
Yeah, it's
half.
mostly nice.
Because we do have Teerak talking with Lee
Mm.
in the stairwell or whatever, and he's telling Lee, he's like, okay, so my dad thinks that Fa is a woman.
And Lee's just like, at first Lee was like, oh, what made him not have that thought or something like that. But like, no, but the first thing he says is like, Fa's a woman. Like, he doesn't say my dad thinks Fa's a woman. He just like, Lee's like, are you okay? And he's like, Fa's a woman. And like Lee's like, what made him come to that conclusion or something like that. And I'm like, no, he's not,
Yeah.
he's not sudden, he's not trans. This is not the storyline we're continuing. His dad thinks.
Yes, my dad overheard.
But I love that Lee's just like, oh really? Oh, that's new. Like, it wasn't a big deal. So at least
Like, okay,
that's
well.
It's okay if his heart desires.
So then Lee kind of tells me, like, look, there's not really anything to do. It's just a miscommunication. Just, you know,
Yeah.
tell him. And then Muenfah comes over. And he kind of takes him away. Then we get Real and Hia. And they seem to be on better terms now.
They're being cute.
Yeah. We see Real working on homework because he missed class. And
Yeah.
he is eating a little, like, ice cream snack or something. And then Real just holds his mouth open, expecting Hia to feed him. And he does.
And he does.
And then, you know, he starts asking about, oh, I won't be a friend anymore.
Please let me out of the friend zone.
Yeah, and he's like, oh, I don't know. Like, you know, you're just like my friend, and now it's like weird. You know, I'm just not sure.
Yeah.
And he's like, I'm just used to like this. I'm used to, you know, us being friends. And it's like, and then we're like, okay, well, what if we pretend we're dating? And he is like, what, like fucking interacted? And he's like, yeah, let's do it. And he's like, no, that's weird too. And he's like, come on, please. And he's like,
please,
fine, but only for a minute.
1 minute.
As soon as he says that, he takes full advantage of that minute and starts like kissing his face. And
Full advantage. But the smile that like, yeah. Oh my God, I was gonna cry. I was like, oh no, he's starting to smile.
yeah,
He's
but
getting
then
that
he has
heel
stops him
smile.
into the same thing to him as well.
It's cute. It's fucking precious.
They're really cute.
It's adorable.
And then we got Lee walking with Uno Ringer,
Uno Ringer.
and they're talking about Teerak and Muenfah and their problems. And then Lee gives Uno Ringer a drink.
Yeah, I'm pretty sure it's like Ichitan or something like that. But because he says like, here, have some Ichitan or something. And I look, it's not Oishi. But I was like, don't care. Any drink that looks like that at all on Thai BLs is forever Oishi.
Oishi, yeah.
It's always going to be Oishi. You could give me something and be like, this is called this. And I'd be like, no, it's Oishi.
Oishi.
It's always going to be Oishi.
Yeah. And then Uno Ringer says he's like, oh, I gotta head out. I ordered a like an Uber taxi or whatever.
Oh yeah, it's like a motor taxi, yeah.
Yeah, motorcycle.
Motorcycle
yeah,
taxi
yeah,
thing.
an Uber motorcycle, not Uber taxi, but like
Yeah.
an Uber motorcycle. And Lee's like, what? But that means you have to hug. I mean,
At
it's
first
dangerous.
he's like, that's dangerous. You'll have to hug. Like, it's like, is it dangerous or you just will have to hug someone else?
Yeah. And
What
then
are we
Lee is
talking
like,
about
here,
here?
I'll give you a ride on my motorcycle. How about that?
Yeah. That feels more better for me. I feel like that'd be safer.
So then we have Muenfah and Teerak at dinner or lunch or whatever. And Teerak explains, like, look, my dad thinks you're a woman.
These are such funny conversations.
Yeah, and he's like, okay.
He's like, hey, what?
Yeah, and he says he doesn't want to like really tell them that you're not because he's worried about how his parents will react.
Yeah.
And we felt like, don't worry, I'll do anything I can to gain your parents' approval. Then we got Rail and Hia walking down the mall hallway, and Rail keeps bumping into Hia, and he's like, "What are you doing? Like, stop that!" And so then he puts his arm around him, but also slips his hand into the pocket of his shirt.
Yeah. I've seen the slipping your hand into like someone's back pocket. I've seen that. In like specifically into All the Boys I Loved Before. Like she was like, that's all she was like, I always wanted a boyfriend to like do that for me, something. It was a fake relationship kind of situation. And he was like, okay. And so like he'd have like his hand around her waist, but he would slip it into her back pocket. Like it wasn't like on her ass or anything, but it was just like the pocket was there kind of thing. And it just felt very like, that's I'm holding onto my person kind of thing. It wasn't supposed to be like a it's on my ass kind of thing, but like in my back pocket. So that's what that reminded me of though, like him putting his hand in his pocket, and I was like, oh, like the back pocket of the jeans, like whole thing.
Yeah, but then Hia tries to get even with him, and he puts one of his hands in his pants pocket, and Rhea's like, okay, and he takes his other hand, puts it in his other pocket. So he's just standing there with his hands like right next to his groin, and he's just like there.
This bitch tries to get back at him by like being like, I know, I'll put my hand here. He's like, okay, put your other one here too.
Yeah, and he takes it, he's like, there, I'm fine with this.
Great, works for me.
Real has no shame anymore.
He's like, yeah, he's like, you can't tease me about any of this anymore. If you were doing this before, then I would get flustered, but now I know. And now we've talked.
Yeah.
So you can continue if you would like.
Yeah, he would like, the minute you gave me permission to flirt with you, I took that and I ran with it.
It's so funny.
So then at Grandpa's birthday, Teerak and Muenfah show up with a gift. And
I was so tense. From this second, I was tense. This exact second when they walk in and I realized it's birthday time, I was like, ah.
Well, this one's fine. He gives him...
This was fine.
Yeah, they give him a chessboard. Or checkers board, or whatever.
Chessboard. Yeah.
Chessboard, yeah.
Yeah.
What's funny, they give him a gift later, right?
No. I think, well, they could have put the chessboard away. They could have put for dinner. Like, or they could have, like, because lunch was on the table, so they probably put it away, but they probably put it in a bag and were like, actually, the gift is the chess set that we brought.
Yeah, well, it's wrapped up in a bow right now when they give it to him.
Oh, so maybe they give him something else. I don't know what. Maybe they give him, I don't know, maybe it's just like fruit or some shit.
I forget. Maybe he mentioned, he's like, oh, the chessboard was from both of us or something. I forget when we get there.
Oh, yeah.
Out, but...
He could have given him something, from him, but then be like, the chessboard's from both of us.
And then the mom comes down. She's like, oh, Muenfah, you're here. Cool. Anyway, Babe and Teerak, come with me. Help me inside. You're making a face.
I was tense here too. I was tense this entire time.
Well, anyway, Teerak and Grandpa, no, Muenfah and Grandpa play chess.
Yeah.
And Grandpa's like, oh, so Babe invited you to my party? And he's like, no, actually, it was Teerak. Actually. I like how every time they talk, it's like they move a piece, and it's like, oh, like...
Yeah. They're kind of like, it's sizing each other up kind of thing, or it's like the grandpa sizing him up and being like, here's my questions. Let's see how you react to them, and also how you react to my plays kind of thing. It's like a game of like, it's an intelligent way to size someone up, I would say. Yeah.
And Grandpa asks, he's like, oh, you're close to Teerak, yes? Are you too close? And he's like, yes.
Are you very close?
We are close.
How close?
And then again, they move pieces every time they talk, and it's like, ooh.
Yeah.
And he's like, how close?
Close.
And he's like, I really like him.
I was like, please. But Grandpa was good. Grandpa was chill.
Grandpa was great. And Grandpa's just like, okay. And he's like, okay, are you gonna try to win? Win him over?
Absolutely. He's already done it, but like,
he's already done it, but he's like, winning someone's heart ain't easy. And he's like, don't worry, I plan to win.
And honestly, you could say that for your entire relationship as well, because like you could continue to win someone's heart over and over again. You could bring them flowers on one day, and that's winning their heart all over again. You could bring them a present on their birthday that means a lot to them. That's winning their heart all over again. You could remember that they like sweets instead of savory, and that could be like winning their heart. It's you never stop truly winning someone's heart. So this makes sense even if it's like they're already together. It's like, no, it still rings true.
Yeah. So then inside, the mom's asked Babe, she's like, "Oh, you invited Muenfah to Grandpa's birthday party?"
No. Why does everyone keep asking me that? I know it's because they're friends. But...
Yeah, they're the same age, they're in the same class, they're friends. But she's like, "Well, actually," and Tarak's like, "Oh, I actually invited him."
That was me.
And he says, "Oh, I invited Pifa here."
Yeah, she's like,
yeah, and then she asks, she's like, "Wait, you invited Fa, but your dad mentioned that there was a Fa you were in a relationship with."
And like you see her eyes start to get like teary and stuff, and later on she does say she's disappointed, and like part of me wanted to be like peeved, but the other part of me is like, we'll get to that when we get to that. But I had other thoughts on it. But side note, this was fucking great. I loved this because the second she clocked that she was like, yeah, the second it clicks, it was like, this was so, I think this is one of my favorite coming out scenes in Thai BLs that I've seen, because it's the second she kind of notices that she's like, wait, you said you've been really stressed this last week or so, and then she immediately go and you could see like her start to cry more, and I'm like, oh my god, she realizes that he was stressed because he wasn't sure how she would feel about it and if she would support him, and she went, oh my god, I'm so sorry if I made you feel that way, kind of thing, which was like, oh, like, which is a wonderful coming out scene. It really is.
We see, and also side note to the actress, like she did a great job.
She did a great job. The slow way her tears came in were awesome.
With the conversation later, like you can see the entire thought process go through her head. She's like, oh, like what? Oh, this isn't good. But then it's like, wait, hang on. Teerak was stressed. What? Like you can see like everything like go through her head, and she's like, oh my god.
Yeah, like no matter, but we'll talk about it later. But no matter what thoughts she had about it previously, she put aside when she realized that he was stressed because he was thinking about how she would react. And she's like, I don't want to put that stress on him. Yeah. I don't want to be the person to cause him that much stress. So, oh my god, I'm so sorry I made you feel that way. And that was her initial thing that she said to him after that, and I love that. That was a great reaction from her.
Yeah. And then she hugs Teerak, and Babe's there, and she joined them to hug too.
No. For now.
Yeah, they have a nice little family hug.
Everything's so nice, and I was like, I literally was, I was like this close to texting you again, going, "What are you doing? Why are you fucking with me?" But then,
well, we got 2 down. There's only 1 more left.
Exactly, and I figured it would, because he said my father is like a little strict, and I was like, in what universe? I have not seen him be this. What are you talking about?
Yeah,
like,
this was
what?
Yeah, but we'll get there. Outside with Teerak and Grandpa, Teerak's dad comes in, and Muenfah's like, "Oh, hi, nice, welcome," and he's like, "Oh, hey," was kind of surprised that he's here, but probably assumed Babe invited him, just like everyone else did.
Yep.
And then they all sit down to have dinner or lunch or whatever it is. And it's a little awkward.
Yeah, it's a little, like, it gets silent at one point. Because, like, as he, like, offers him rice and stuff, and his father's, like, clocking it a little and, like, staring, and then everyone's just really silent for a long time, and I'm like, oh, it's getting tense.
Yeah. And there's also a moment, which I just saw for, like, 2 seconds. It's, like, when Teerak's up getting, like, food or whatever, it's Muenfah on one side, there's an empty chair where Teerak's gonna sit, and then the mom on the other, and she like looks over to him and it looks like she's gonna like say something to him, but then the dad starts talking and she like turns back to him and is like, oh wait, hang on.
I noticed that too.
Like I was like, oh yeah,
I noticed that too. I was like, when I saw her look at him like that, my first thought was her being like, she was probably wanted to like introduce herself formally like to her son's boyfriend, but also the other part of me, my first thought was like, she wants to be like, it's okay, don't be nervous, because he looked a little nervous.
Yeah.
Like, so she probably was like gonna calm him a little bit or say something nice, but then the father said something and it was like done, and I was like, oh fuck.
Yeah, it kind of like interrupted her.
Yeah.
And during dinner we do see Muenfah, give rice to Teerak, and the dad seems to clock that.
He's clocking everything. He's just not clicking it.
He clocks every interaction. He clocks when Teerak calls him Fa.
Yeah.
But he doesn't. he doesn't really put it together
won't click.
I don't know if it's like he's purposely trying to not put it together, or if he's just like trying to avoid it.
It's just I'm wondering if it's like subconsciously so far out of the realm for him that it's just not happening. Which I'm like watching this going, sir, you watched a BL.
He's literally staring at them the entire time and doesn't bring up till like gifts are being exchanged, and he's like, wait a minute. Like I'm just like, and then also later, Muenfah whispers to Teerak very obviously. He's like, when should we tell your dad? And
what
he's like,
should we
wait
tell
till
your
after
dad?
dinner.
So what should we tell your dad?
They're just like obviously whispering to each other, and this is where the dad asks, he's like, oh, it's nice to see that you're here, that Babe invited you, but why aren't your other friends here?
And like Babe does cover for them for a second. She's like, oh, they couldn't come. So
everyone else is sick. Kind of it's just him.
Yeah.
Yeah, she kind of steps in and saves them there. But then Teerak's like, no, actually, I invited him.
Yeah, I love that. This episode is so good, showing how Teerak has grown from dating Muenfah and being friends with Muenfah at the very least.
Yeah.
Because, like, I don't think before he would have just stepped in and said that. He would have been let Babes be like, oh yeah, no, other people were gonna come, but it's just him. But he went, actually, no, I invited him.
Yes.
I want everyone to know.
And then he's like, okay, so it wasn't Babe, okay. But then they go back to eating, and it's still like, still haven't processed it yet.
Yeah. He doesn't process it until it's said to him word for word, spelled out.
well, he kind of puts it together before that, but he's like, wait a minute. What? Anyway, then they sing happy birthday and blow out the candles, and they give the gifts. Babe and Dom give a shared gift. The parents, I believe, give a shared gift as well.
Yeah.
And then Teerak says, oh, the present from Muenfah were the chessboard you were playing. Okay, so they don't give them a second gift.
Okay, yeah, it's just this was I figured.
Yes. And then this is where the dad's like, wait a minute. Hold everything. Why did you two have a joint gift?
Shared gift. Yeah, I thought you were gonna have one with your girlfriend. I was like, bro, how are you not clicking this?
Yeah, you literally have the same name. You hear him call him Pifa. I'm like, buddy, like,
just nothing going on upstairs right now.
Yeah, everyone's kind of just like awkward. Teerak kind of like freezes and doesn't really say anything. So Muenfah kind of steps in and is like, well, you see. And like, as soon as he says Teerak and I, both the mom and Babe's head whip towards them, like, oh shit. Like, it's about to go down.
Oh, fuck.
It's like, Teerak and I are in a relationship.
I don't know why everyone would have this reaction, because I did not think that this was a problem with the dad before at all. Like, there was no inkling that this was a problem with the dad before. And I definitely see throughout this episode, like, the reason why wasn't necessarily
we will get there, yeah. We'll talk about that more in that scene.
And it was. And I have things to say about that, because I've seen a similar story in the past, but it didn't end well. But, I don't know, it's interesting. I do have shit to say that's like positive and negative for him.
Yeah,
it's an interesting story, I will say.
Yeah. And she's like, oh, what, is this joke or something? And Teerak's like, no, it is not. It is true. Currently we are lovers. And the mom's like holding onto his arm, like trying to make sure he does not do it. But then he pulls it away.
Right before they said we're in a relationship, and the dad is smiling at them, like before they even confirm that they're in a relationship, and the dad is smiling at them going, wait, where's your girlfriend, or something like that. That's when I snapped a photo of him smiling and I sent it to you and going, my ass is clenched. I was like, I am so tense right now.
Yeah, and he does clarify, he's like, no, when I said Fa, I meant Muenfah. I call him Fa.
Yeah.
Muenfah says, he's like, please let us continue this relationship, sir. And she's like, relationship?
He's like, the fuck?
This is a party, not a soap opera.
Oh my god.
And he starts going off. Everyone tries calming him down. He hits his table and forks fly everywhere.
I was not expecting this from him. He seemed like such a chill guy.
I realized once the grandpa was okay with it, and then the mom was okay with it, I was like, wait a minute, like, there's no way this is gonna go too easily.
Yeah, I was like, there's one more person, so this isn't gonna go well with the dad specifically.
Yes.
But leading up to it,
No,
from episodes 1 to 10, or 1 to 11 and a half, I was like, nah, this guy is great. He's chill. He's vibing. He watches BLs. It's questionable BLs.
When I
but he
saw
watches
the
BLs.
promo, I was shocked.
Yeah,
Like, I was
like,
expecting it to be, like, another dream situation or something, or, like, a hallucination.
Yeah. But I was
And
like,
then when it
do that
wasn't,
again.
I was like, I mean, I get it later. You know, I
Yeah,
see more
I get
later.
it later. I definitely see it later, because otherwise I was about to say this was, like, very out of character, but the way the episode progresses and the way they handle it, it feels a little more in character, and I like the way they handle this.
Yes. We'll talk
Yeah.
more about that in that big scene with the parents and grandpa and all that,
Yeah.
which we dive into that more. But the dad storms away, and everyone's like, Muenfah, you should leave, because this is like a family matter right now, and he does not want
Yeah,
to see you.
which is honestly, because Muenfah was like, I'll talk to him, and I was like, nope,
Yeah, not right now.
not right now, like,
Yes.
maybe later, but not right now. And I like the fact that once they were like, no, you should go, he was like, okay, I'll go. And once again, I do want to point out that there were a lot of little things in this episode, but they again added up to him being the greenest fucking flag ever. Like,
literally 100%.
there's literally zero shit wrong with this guy. And like, there's one very specific part where I was like, if you say this sentence next, or something like this sentence next, you are the greenest fucking flag I've ever seen in my life. And he fully did. And I will come back with that once we get to that point. But
Okay.
like, God, I love him.
So anyway, the family goes inside, and dad's still on edge. He's like,
Dude.
you don't know what you're doing. You have to break up with him. And he's like, I don't have to do it. I'm not doing it. And you like, break up with him. He's like, no. Truck storms upstairs. The mom's crying.
He's like, you gotta fucking listen to me. You have to fucking break up with him. And I was like, this man is cursing at his son. Like, I did not see him doing this.
Like, he is going through some really bad emotions right now. And I'm like, I
was like, I'm in a very hostile environment. I don't like it.
But honestly, in all seriousness, I mean, I see where he's coming from. Like, because if the only BL experience I had was Yi and Diao, I would also be pretty homophobic. Because I'm just saying, I literally said this in my reaction, I blame Yi and Diao for this.
You know what's really annoying? You took it from me. I was gonna say that first. I was gonna say, you know, from a funny kind of aspect and not a serious one, I think he watched Naughty Babe and just assumed that all gay relationships were bad and toxic.
I think that added to it. Like, I think he had this before, but I think this was also a contender as well. That's never addressed. But I genuinely 100% believe that after watching Naughty Babe, he's like, oh my god, the gays are fucked up. And then, like, is immediately just like, okay, no more. And then he saw this, he's like, no.
Because when I think it's the next scene when
he's talking with Babe and he's like, he even watched BL.
He even watched a BL, and I was like, yeah, but it was Naughty Babe. So like, that could have contributed poorly to your cause here.
Yeah.
I was literally gonna say that. I was like, fuck, you took it from me.
I'm just saying, we all know who to blame for this.
We know who to blame. It's Yi and Diao. Abso-freaking-lutely. Oh my gosh, it is their fault. It's always
I literally said that in my reaction. I'm like, this does not surprise me.
I was waiting for it. I was waiting for the perfect moment to be like, well,
yeah,
we all know why. Damn it.
So then Muenfah returns home, and he texts Teerak. He's like, hey, is everything okay? And it's Babe sends him a picture of Teerak sleeping, and he's like, hey, he's asleep right now. It's okay. And Muenfah kind of like sits there crying about the whole situation.
I like that Babe's keeping him updated. And poor fucking Muenfah, because he doesn't know how to help as well. Because he does like he's a very like he's a fixer kind of person. He does want to help in the best way he can, but like there's nothing he can do right now.
This is a family situation, and he's not part of that family, and he can't come in and do anything right now.
And while you are dating this person, and this situation does kind of revolve around you, it's the kind of situation that needs to be fixed without you.
Yes.
And he does understand that, and he stays away.
He does.
which is fucking like, oh my god, usually you'd see people go, no, I'll talk to him, I'll win him over, I love you, but like he doesn't do that. He lets them work it out themselves because he knows that's what's right in the situation. What a green flag motherfucker.
Yeah, like I would expect him to like show up on the like knock on the door, have the dad open it, and be like, "Look, I love your son. I'm like willing to do whatever," like, and like
Yeah.
beg for forgiveness. But he's just like, "No, right now this is
He
not concerned me."
respects he respects their boundaries.
Yes.
They've said we need to figure this out, and he's like, okay. Love this man. I would go straight for this man. Literally, like I don't say that a lot, but this man right here.
I need
what a
someone
green
like
flag.
this man. And, like seriously, he is
Amazing. Amazing. Amazing.
I can't get enough of him.
We haven't even reached the line that I will tell you about.
I know. I'm curious to hear what that is. I'm like, I don't know.
It's not even a big thing, but like I was like waiting for him to say it, and he said it, and I was like, ah!
Anyway, the next day, Babe comes downstairs ready for school, and his dad tells her to take Teerak home after class.
Oh my god! I was like, literally, it took me a couple seconds, but then I went, these people are adults. Like they're your children, fine, but they're adults. This is university, bro.
Yeah.
Oh.
But it plays a part later if you think about how earlier we talked about how the entire family babies him.
We do, and I literally going through this episode that I kept thinking about that.
Yeah.
I kept going back to it because I will say, lately I've been feeling like very akin to what's going on in that aspect in the show because of like the fun rant that my dad gave me before I went to go visit my grandma about like how to keep clean and like to not to respect what my grandma wants to do, and I was like, I'm almost 30, not 12. And then the other day, yesterday actually, in fact, while I was making a dinner, I called him to talk to him about, hey, I got this thing at work, and I love him, but like he does not know me. I was making lunch, and I was making meat or steakums or whatever to put on a bowl of rice. I was like, I need some protein. I'll just make a little thing for myself. And while I was grilling it, he was like, "What are you doing?" I was like, making lunch, and he was like, I was like, beef and rice, and he was like, "Are you cooking?" I was like, "Yeah." He was like, "Oh, look at you! You can cook with a pan and everything." And I was like, "Sir." I was like, I am almost 30. Of course I can cook. Okay, I've made dishes in the past like perfectly fine. I don't prefer cooking. I prefer baking. But like I was like, so watching this episode, the anger in me that came out watching this episode was like unmatched because I was like, I was also feeling that. Yeah. I was like, I'm a fucking adult. Like, I was getting really mad. I was getting mad. Like, I'm not even kidding. I was getting so angry. I was like this close to messaging you, but I was like, I have to like hold this in until we talk about this in like 10 minutes.
Yeah. So after the kids leave, the mom asks, she's like, "Are you happy seeing him like this?"
Yeah. I credit to the mom. She stays
she is
kind
trying
of upset
her best
with him. Yeah, she does try her best, and she does start to like just stick to being upset with him once too much time has passed. I think she tries for a while, and then she just goes, "I'm so fucking mad at you," until like eventually it clicks with him.
Yeah, and the dad says, he's like, "I'm doing this because I care about him." And she tells him, and she's like, "I know you do. Like, I know you care about him. I know you love him. He's your son. I know that. But the way you're expressing it is hurting him."
It's hurting him a lot. And that should have been his inkling to be like, maybe I should think about this. But it really takes a lot for them to make him think about this and make him break, which I do love that conversation later, but
yeah, we eventually get there.
It makes me think of a situation in Supergirl, which I used to watch religiously, until this season where this happened. It was a couple episodes after this happened, because this actress left the show, and this character left. But half of my favorite ship, Maggie, she didn't really talk to her parents because when she was a teenager, they dropped her off at her aunt's house when they found out she liked girls. They were like, "You don't belong in our house anymore, goodbye." And she's lived with that this whole time. So, but then she got engaged to Alex, and she was like, "I would like you to come. Like, you're still my parents, like, and I haven't seen you in many, many years, but I thought maybe if you see how happy I am, like, come to my wedding." And the thing that her father says that really connects it to this episode for me, I don't think it was that similar now that I've like watched the episode and everything like that, but it still kind of feels similar to me, or it felt similar to me in the moment. was after he sees them happy and everything like that, he still gets peeved when they like kiss and he leaves. And so she follows him out and she's like, what is the problem? And he was like, I wanted you to have a better life than I did, because he immigrated from Mexico, I think it was. And he was like, oh, everybody hated me and I had to work through prejudice and now I own this company and I didn't want that to happen to you, but now you go and make this decision to be like this just to willingly welcome prejudice. And she's like, that's not how it works. He's like, yeah, but like that's what you're doing. And then he eventually leaves and she does get to, you know, tell him off and be like, I'm good without you. I'm chill without you. I don't need that. But it reminded me of that because it was interesting to me. It was the first time that I saw homophobia not coming from a place of gays or just like unnatural. It came from a place of like, if you go down this path, people are gonna hate you and spit on you, and I'm worried about you, in a sense. Like, he definitely didn't say that, but the way he was speaking about it spelled out, I'm worried about you, and not, you're unnatural.
Yeah.
Like, so that's what I was equating it to when I was watching this.
Hmm.
I was like, I've seen this before, so I'm a little more inclined to see where this story goes.
Yeah.
I was still peeved because of the treating him like a child thing, which was coming from my own shit. But I was like, I'm willing to hear this out because I've seen this before.
Yeah.
Which is an interesting way to go.
Anyway, then we got Lee texting Unaringer where he is, and he's like, oh, I'm coming. I'll be there soon. But Teerak shows up first, and he fills Lee in on, like, his dad wants him to break up with Muenfah. And then Unaringer shows up, and he's like, oh, hey, what's wrong? And they kind of like whisper. He's like, "Oh yeah, no, it's bad." Like, and he's like, "Oh no." But then Muenfah calls him, and he's like, "Oh hey, let's go talk." And they sit, and Teerak asks, and he's like, "Oh, you're not mad at my dad, are you?" And he's like, "No, it's not that. Like, I understand him. Like, I know where he's coming from.
He knows he's worried about him. I think.
Yeah.
This is where the thing is. The scene.
Okay.
This is where my line is.
So Teerak says he wants us to break up. He doesn't want us to be together.
And this is where I said, if you say something along the lines of, well, what do you think next? Then you are the greenest of motherfucking
Yeah, and he looks at him and sees how sad he is, and he's like, and do you want to break up with me? Like,
when he said that, I was like, this guy is just the best guy, because he's not taking. I've seen in a lot of BLs, people go like, okay, well, your dad has the final word. Like, I wish we could be together. Oh, this sucks. Like, oh, and being sad about it, but feeling like that was the final word. And like, eventually they make it back to each other. That's fine. But in this instance, he's still like respecting his father and being like, I understand where he's coming from. I get it. But also, he's helped Teerak through this entire show learn more about himself and be more confident in himself. And so he's like, what do you think? Because this affects you too. This isn't just your dad's decision. So I'm not going to step in and get in the way of all this, but I want you to think about what you want, kind of thing. And so...
And I fully believe if Teerak said, yes, I think we should break up because my dad doesn't want us to be together, he would have. And he would have taken
He would have. He would have, because Teerak made a decision, and he would have been like, if that's your decision, that's your decision. And I'll respect it. And he may want to fight for him, obviously. And he says to the grandfather, I'll fight for him until the end. But if that comes at the price of, like, I don't know, doing something that might make Teerak uncomfortable, that he would never do that. And so the second he said that, the second he was like, but what do you think about this? I was like, he wins. This man wins everything.
Yeah. And I want to add to that is, like, I think going back to, like, for the beach episode, we see how, like, Teerak acting with his dad, and Muenfah clocks that. He sees how, like, you know, he's like, oh, kiss my head, and he's like, no, you're an adult, friends are here, and he's like, no, I don't care, kiss my head, and he sees how close they are. And I think Muenfah also doesn't want to do anything to fracture that relationship. And that's why he's like, if you want to break up with me, say the word, and we can do it, because I don't want to risk you ruining that relationship with your dad, because he's seen that firsthand, and he knows how close they are. And he wouldn't do anything to ruin that intentionally. And he's great.
And there's obviously some problems in that familiar relationship because of how they baby him, especially his dad. But the fact that they do have a very close relationship, that family, and we've seen that throughout the show. that they really do love each other.
Yeah.
And it's I all of these these relationships like at play and how everyone like interacts with each other is so interesting to me. Like I didn't think it was gonna get this deep.
Yeah,
This show.
I like the fact that, like, because we talked about them babying him earlier, and I was like, I'm not really a fan of that. I don't really like it, but I like it better now, knowing it plays a part in the
It
actual
really does.
story.
Yeah.
And I really like that they did that. Because at first I was
Yeah.
like, oh, they're babying him because he's the youngest. Like, it's like he's an adult now. Like, he's 18, 19 maybe.
Before it was just a trait, and now it's part of the plot.
It's part of the plot, and I like
there's
that.
a reason.
Even though it's not stated that they're like, oh, we baby you so much, that's why we care about you. It's like, like, if you watch it, you can pick up on that's why.
That's why. Yeah. And it kind of like helps them fix not only the, you know, whole dating Muenfah issue, but also helps them fix the fact that they have been treating Teerak like a child. And it helps make them go like, you're an adult and we need to start treating you like that, especially your father. So like,
yeah,
it's just the way it all comes together. It's like a nice little bow. I really love it.
I also, which is something I thought of too, is that we see Teerak grow. We see him grow and change and make choices on his own and become a better, bigger, a more adult person because he's been with Muenfah.
Yeah.
His family didn't. His family hasn't
True.
seen it, so they still think he's like, he can't say no to anyone.
True.
He's still shy and like very much like a people pleaser. They don't know how much he has changed. I mean, he told Babe, so she knows, but like the parents don't know. The grandpa didn't know, and so they still think he's still that immature like kid who they baby, but they haven't seen the growth, and I think that's why he's still like, oh no, he's still like the, you know, like the little baby, you know, who like, oh, wants me to kiss his head or whatever. Which we actually come back later and is actually like,
which I love. Yeah. Now that he's opened up this part of his life, whether it's like started out really badly with him opening that part to his life, it opens up a whole new avenue for them to see how he behaves outside of the house.
Yeah.
And how he's changed as a person, which can only lead to good things, honestly.
Yeah.
Like everyone, like there could be people upset right now, like his father, but like it gives him the chance to be like, this is who I am now, and I want you guys to know who I am now, not who I was.
Anyway, we unfortunately, Teerak says, I don't want to break up. He says no. I'm gonna talk to my dad again, and we're gonna get this under control.
And he does try.
He tries his damnedest.
He tries his damnedest. There are multiple times where he tries.
Yeah. And Muenfah says, like, you know, I'll be here. I'll hold your hand along the way when you need me.
Yeah, he literally is just there to be like, I am moral support. If you need me, just ask for what you need and I will be there for you. But like, you've got this. Like, he's the one in the stands right now cheering him on. Yeah. Like, it's kind of switched places in a way.
He's the cheerleader.
He's the cheerleader now. And it's like, oh my gosh, this man is such a good dude. This is such a good dude. We want to talk about who we'd feel safest with on a stranded island? That's the man right there.
But to be fair, I mean, Muenfah would definitely win greenest of flags. Like, let's not call a spade here. Like,
greenest. That's the thing, though. I have repeats on mine. Greenest of flags, safest on a stranded island with.
Well, we're making a new rule if we do that again. Is that there are no repeats? So.
I know, but like. When we see him in the art gallery, I was like, best hair contender too. I don't know why, but the hair is rocking it when they're in the art gallery. So,
best athlete,
bro, he can win everything. This man is just awesome.
he is. Again, I need a man like this. Someone like fucking send him my way,
please. Billy's desperate.
Are you out there? Anyway, Teerak comes home. And it's like a family dinner, but he doesn't want to eat. But his dad's like, no, come on, we'll eat.
He says, don't be childish.
I literally said takes one and no one.
The second he said child, I was literally like, I am going to scream. Like I was raging so hard in these like 20 minutes of anger. Like it's just, oh my god.
So Teerak brings up Muenfah again, trying to start that conversation, but the dad's like, no, I want to talk about that. We're not talking about that. Which I think actually, in the previous scene with the mom where she was like, oh, like, do you know you're hurting him and all that? Like, after that, he avoids talking about Muenfah, which I think means, I think he knows he's wrong.
He doesn't want to confront it.
Yeah, he doesn't want to face that. Because I think didn't they say he was like stubborn and like short like they said he was stubborn and like
Stubborn and strict.
Strict, and so like I think he's like I think he's starting to realize he is wrong and he's trying to not face that as much as he can.
Yeah.
Because like we see like a time lapse of like I want to say a week or something, and like anytime it's brought up, he's just like, nope, we're not talking about this. Stop it.
Yeah.
His dad starts picking up and dropping him off at school. When he's watering the garden, he tries bringing it up, but his dad's like, nope. And eventually, we get Babe asking Trot to come to the mall with her. And I knew exactly where this was going.
Yeah. She was like,
and his dad's okay with it. He's like, yeah, sure, go with your sister.
I was still so peeved. I was like, oh gee, thank you for letting the adult leave his tower in the middle of the woods. Like this poor kid is like being confined to his house.
I will say, I think also a part of it was that because his dad was acting more like that, I do think Trock reverted back to that a little bit as well.
A little bit, yeah, a little bit.
I think in that scene we see he's sitting like crisscross applesauce, like drawing on like a table, like something a like child would do.
Yeah.
In that scene, so I'm like, I think he's also reverting back that a little bit, like which is making it easier for him to control him and like.
I agree. It was just the main thing I saw was him keeping him like held here because like it wasn't just this, it was like the fact that he's like, oh, if you're not able to take him to school and pick him up, I'll do that. Like so like literally he can't go anywhere but school and home.
He's like under house arrest.
It'd be akin to grounding him, like only school and home and that's it. Like it's like he's been grounded, and it's like this man is in university, he's an adult. And it's very much playing into the like you really need to stop treating him like a child, and this will all come full circle and be fine. Yeah. Like, oh, I was getting so mad.
So at the mall, Babe and Dom are with Trock, and they're like, "Hey, what do you want to do?" And he's like, "I want to go to an art gallery." And they're like, "Great, let's go." Babe texts Muenfah, and he shows up, and they send Trock in. Muenfah comes, and he's like, "Go inside. We'll meet you later."
It says that it's like for an exhibition called like Golden Kiss.
Golden Kiss, I noticed that.
And behind it, like in the background of the thing, is actually a picture by it's a painting by Gustav Klimt called The Kiss, I believe. Really, really cool. Okay, like so let me tell you about this. I'll just tell you about this really fast. Gustav Klimt. There we go. This painting is really interesting. Dun, 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 dun. So it's one of my favorite paintings. I think it is my favorite painting. It just has two people kissing, but in a very like abstract kind of way. Let's see. Here's my switch. There it is. This is the kiss. So you can see the two faces there. They're kind of kissing there. I'll put you here, but I have to flip you around again. Oh my god, this is just being stupid. Okay, so my mom is art history major, so I know shit about art now. She'll pass stuff on to me as like information. And there was a whole movie about, I don't know if it was this piece or, oh gosh, I don't know if it was this piece or if it was a different piece by Klimt. Maria Altmann, an octogenarian Jewish refugee, takes on the Austrian government to recover artwork she believes rightfully belongs to her family. And I'm pretty sure it's a piece by Klimt. I just don't remember what the piece was. Let me see. Yes, based on the true story of Maria Altmann, an elderly Jewish refugee living in Los Angeles, who together with her young lawyer fought the government of Austria for almost a decade to reclaim Gustav Klimt's iconic painting of her aunt Adele, Portrait of Adele Bloch-Bauer. So it's not The Kiss, but it's like a painting by Klimt, which was stolen from her relatives by the Nazis in Vienna just prior to World War II. Altmann took her legal battle all the way to the Supreme Court of the United States, which ruled on the case Republic of Austria versus Altmann. I don't know what happened. I don't remember what happened, if she succeeded or not. But his works have like a really interesting history because a lot of them were stolen by the Nazis and like now belong, a lot of them would belong to the Austrian government, but it's like some of them don't actually belong to the Austrian government because they were stolen. So it's just really interesting. And that painting is probably my favorite painting ever. Because I just really love it. It's I don't know, it feels like a very simple display of affection, and it's not even a kiss on the lips. It's like he's holding her cheek and like holding her head like at an angle and like kissing her cheek. Like it's just a simple display of like affection that's like not like just kiss, but just like I'm gonna cradle you and just give you just like simple affection. And it's nice, and it's gold, and it's so brilliant. And so I don't talk about art often because I'm not really an artsy person, but that painting I will talk about because it's just very pretty. And every once in a while I'll know shit about art because my mom, so because she talks about art a lot. So, but yeah, that was that. I swear that's the kiss behind in the.
It was.
Background
It
of
looked like I pulled up. It looked just like it.
Yeah. I saw that and I went, oh. So I was like, where was it? But it wasn't in the. It wasn't in the gallery.
So anyway, in the gallery, Teerak is looking at the paintings and he sees one that's called "Goodbye, My Love."
Side note: there's a song called "Goodbye, My Love," a Korean pop song. I can't remember who sings it, but it's like by a soloist, and that's one of like every time I listen to that song, I cry. Like it's emotional as fuck. Like I like something about that song. I don't know, but it twists, and I'm like, so like when I saw that, I was like, don't fucking do that to me. Ow.
Yeah. So then he sees Muenfah because Muenfah shows up
with the great hair.
Great hair. Although I feel like his hair is
looks
always
great.
good. Like
I know it's always good, but for some reason when he walked in here, I went, "You could win the great hair category here." Huh? Well done.
So he hugs him, and they hug, and he's like, "Oh, I missed you," and he's like, "Hey, come on, let's go paint." And they do their own little painting.
He knows what calms him and makes him feel happy.
He's also staring at him the entire time he's painting. Like he is like so in love.
He just wants to see him happy and calm and in his era and in his space, you know? And I just, again, what a green flag of a man. Because because Teerak literally says, I just needed you to make me feel better. He's like, but I know that you like painting really helps.
Yeah, because he literally says like, he's like, but I'm happiest when I see you.
Yeah. He's like, but I also know that painting helps calm you as well. So I was like, damn, this man knows exactly what to do.
Yeah. So then we get the scene with the parents and the grandpa.
Yeah.
So the dad comes in, sits down. The mom, he reaches to like hold the mom's arm, but she gets up and is about to leave, but he stops her. And he asks her.
Yeah, this is
like,
the point where she's like, "I'm done."
Yeah, and he asks, and he's like, "You understand me, right? Like, why I'm doing this? Like, you understand me?" And because he wants him to have this like perfect life and be with someone he loves and he was nice and makes him feel happy.
Like that's exactly who he is.
I know. And she sits down. She tells him that, and she's like, "Is Muenfah
I was like,
nice?
Sir, you could not find a better son-in-law."
Dude, he is the greenest of flags that we've talked about.
Bro, if you could pick anybody, this is the perfect man.
Yes.
Okay?
And she asks him, and she's like, "What, is he not nice?" And she's like, "Well, not like that, but..."
Like, okay, well then, like what? Because you just said what you wanted for him, and that's what he is.
Yeah, but then he says, he admits, he's scared. Picturing them in the future, he's scared. And he's worried that no one will be able to take care of him.
And my first thought, I will admit, because of like the way we've like painted Teerak in this show, like early on at the very least, my first thought was like, Muenfah's right there. Like if he needs someone to take care of him, he's right there. But then she goes, he's an adult.
Our son is mature now. Himself.
Yeah,
so, like,
he's mature.
He's matured.
He can look after himself. And I was like, thank you. You know what? You're right. Like what do you mean look after? Like he's an adult. It's time for him to look after himself. And he knows that. He's gotten to a point where he can do that as well. Like he's grown. And this is
But again,
this is
they
your
haven't
chance to
seen
see it.
Yeah,
this is your chance to see it.
Yes.
If you just let him.
Yeah. And the mom adds, and she's like, I'm scared too. Like, I'm really scared. But the perfect life you're talking about that you want for him isn't something to push on him.
Yeah.
Like, you can't force your own ideals on Teerak, is what she's saying, really.
I'm not throwing away my dream, Dad. I'm throwing away yours.
Yeah. And she's like, don't you see how happy he is right now when he's with him?
Yeah. It's like, that's what you want for him, and he literally has that.
Yeah. And she's like, are you not happy seeing your son like that? And Grandpa chimed in, he's like, I second all of that.
Yeah.
Like, yes, he's young. He is still young. He's like, what, 18, 19? Early college, I'd say.
Yeah, early college, I would say.
Yeah. But Grandpa says, but supporting him from a distance and being there for him when he needs it is a better choice.
Yeah. That's what happens when people grow up, when your kids grow up. You need to, like, be like, if you need me, I'm here. And not, like, pilot their every move.
Yeah. And the dad asks, he's like, so you're okay with us? And Grandpa's like, why do you think I won't be? Like, why not?
Why would you think I wouldn't be? The second he said that, I was like, oh, I like that answer.
Yeah.
It's like, what have I done that made you think I wouldn't be?
Yeah, Teerak is my grandson. He's your son. He's still the same. Like, if it was you, no matter what, I would be there for you.
Yeah, because you're my kid. That's what it is. That's the final line in anything.
Yeah.
As long as you're happy, it doesn't matter.
Yeah, and he's like, and as Teerak being your son, you should do whatever you can to be there for him. Yeah. And then Grandpa says, he's like, if you're concerned about Muenfah, and if you're really scared, or wondering if he's a bad guy, you just gotta wait and see. Like, there's nothing you can do right now. Just time will tell.
Exactly. And if those decisions are made, and if that's how it ends up, which it wouldn't, but even if it was, that's Teerak's decision to make.
Yeah. You gotta let children and, like, people, even, like, any age, really. Sometimes you gotta let them make their own mistakes so they can learn and grow from it.
That's how you learn to life.
Yes.
That you make your own mistakes. You don't let someone, like, protect you from those mistakes. Otherwise, you're gonna keep making them.
Yeah. And at this point, the dad's crying now, listening to all this, and he's like, and Grandpa's like, think about what it is you truly want. And at this point, we see the dad's, like, breaking down crying. He's like, he realizes that what he's doing is wrong, and, like, they're all right. And I think he's processing, like, how much he's been hurting Teerak.
Yeah. I think that if this was just about him accepting that his son's with a guy and not about the whole, treating him like a child thing, I think it would have been harder for me to forgive and harder for me to move on. But the fact that this all wrapped up so nicely and had more lesson in it than that really helped me, like, kind of forgive him as well. Like, I'm still pissed about some of it, but that's, like, it's the fact that he moved on from more things than just that one thing. And there was so much more depth to it that really helps.
Yeah. And the mom chimes in at this point and she's like, look, I know you're disappointed, and so am I.
Which was interesting, yeah. So I was like, my first thought was, bestie, what? I thought we were like, what happened? Like, I didn't see that when I first but, like, obviously you have an image for your kid. Like, even if you try not to, there's an image in your head about who your kid's gonna grow up to be, who they're gonna be with, what they're gonna grow up to do. And if they don't turn out that way, you're gonna have to reimagine that image, which could be disappointed. That's fine. As long as you're supporting them and not saying, hey, you're doing the wrong thing, or I don't support you in this, then I think it's okay. Because she's not saying, I hate that this is happening. She's just saying things have to change in my mind.
Yeah, because I'm sure they both pictured him having a similar life in their heads, and seeing him with Muenfah was not part of that. And now they're both like she even says, like, look, but he's our son. Like, even though I'm disappointed, you're disappointed. At the end of the day, he is still our son.
Yeah.
And it's not anyone's fault, like, to be disappointed. It's not our fault. It's not his fault. It's nobody's fault, like, that we're disappointed.
Life changes. Life is weird like that. Life changes. Life is different.
Yeah. And he's not wrong making his own choices.
And, like, the dad is crying, and I know they cut it there, but I just know if they didn't cut it, he'd go, it's just that BL,
He and Diao, they were so, like...
they were so toxic.
Like, I don't want Muenfah to get off on Teerak crying.
I don't want him to have that life.
Yeah. This was great. Like, when I saw the dad freaking out, I was like, oh, did they just make this a thing because, like, they needed plot for, like, episode 11? Like, I was like...
No, the plot works.
But it wasn't. It was like, it works. And, like, I'm getting goosebumps now talking about it, just thinking of everything that, like, comes together. I'm like,
they implemented that them treating Lame like a child thing throughout the entire thing so that it could enter into this plot line and wrap up with it. Like, they weaved that shit.
Yeah.
I love it.
So then, later at school, the dad's there to pick Teerak up, and he's with Muenfah, and they wave goodbye.
Yeah.
But he catches the back of his head.
Yeah.
And he's like, "Oh, who was that with you?" I only saw the back of his head.
And he
And
doesn't lie.
he's like, "Yeah." He was like, "No, it was Muenfah. I'm still seeing him." This is the first time since then he's not stopping that conversation. He's like, "Oh," he's like, "Oh, you've known him for a while now, haven't you?" Like,
before we even fully were dating, like when they were fake dating, we're gonna count that as them being friends.
yeah,
And before they even were for real dating, he was being such a good friend to him and helping him change for the better. Like,
yeah.
oh, amazing.
And Teerak kind of touches on this. He's like, "Yeah, we became close when he helped me."
Yeah.
Like, and he's like, "Wait, he helped you?"
Yeah, he's like, you know the problems I've been having, and all the shit that
And he goes and he explains and he shows him the growth he's gone through with Muenfah.
Yeah.
He's like, "Yeah, I would feel bad when I didn't help someone. I was a people pleaser. I couldn't say no. And sometimes it got me in messy situation with O. Like he tells him like all of that. And he's like, yeah, it wasn't good. I wasn't a good person back then, really.
Yeah, I was not the best I could have been.
Yeah, and he says that Fa taught him to be braver and care more about himself.
Yay!
And that his life is now happier because of him.
Which I'm sure the dad can like, because if he got the fact that it wasn't like all good things that were done for him, but the fact that he helped Teerak care more about himself in a situation and to put himself first in certain situations will aid a lot in the dad liking Muenfah, because it's like he was just worried about where Teerak would be after all this, and what Muenfah has basically done is set him up to be okay wherever he goes, even if it's by himself.
Yeah. And then the dad kind of he puts his hand on Teerak's shoulder, and he's like, "Look, I'm sorry.
I'm sorry. I'm glad that we got an I'm sorry. It wasn't like a workaround. He said fully, I'm sorry."
He goes into it. He's like, "I'm sorry for not listening to you.
Yeah.
I didn't care if you were happy or not." And the dad starts getting choked up. Teerak starts getting choked up. And he says he just wants to see him smile again.
And he didn't use the excuse of like, I just was worried about you and that's why I acted that way. He gave no excuses. He just said flat out, I'm sorry. I did this and I upset you. That's on me.
He doesn't defend. He doesn't even say where he doesn't say, well, I was coming from this point and I realized I was wrong. He just says I was wrong.
I did all this to you and I am sorry. That was wrong. My bad. Amazing. I that's a good apology. If the apology wasn't like that, if he did defend himself a little bit, I probably wouldn't have been as inclined to forgive him as I have been. But the way that they've done this is so thought out, and I love the way they did it. Yeah. Oh, and good storytelling.
He goes into ad. He's like, I just want you to be happy again. I want to see your smile. Okay.
Whoever puts the smile there is fine with me.
Yeah. And he's like, look, from now on, if there's anything you want to do, go for it. Yeah. Do it. And follow your heart. Because
you're an adult. It's up to you now.
Yeah. He's like, and if it ends up that Muenfah, by some strange thing, ends up hurting him one day,
tell me. Yeah. And
yeah, you need to tell me.
Yeah, because that's what he's worried about most. Is that Muenfah's gonna hurt him? Yeah. Whether he gets hurt by Muenfah or anything, it's just that's what he's worried about. He's just like, as long as you're not hurt, that's okay.
Yeah, and Teerak hugs him and he cries. And I've noticed throughout this episode,
he hasn't cried at all.
This is the first time Teerak cries.
Yeah, I was watching it and I was like, I'm not seeing many tears, and I'm wondering why. But the fact that once we got them at the end of the episode, then it clicked as to why, because this was so much more impactful. That this is when he.
And at first I would wait, why? Because when he told the mom, there were no tears. When his first thing blew up, there were no tears. Even talking with Muenfah, there were no tears.
I thought when he hugged Muenfah in the gallery, I was like, are we going to see tears? And he didn't cry. That's when I thought he would cry, and so I was like, oh, okay. And I just passed it over. But when we saw him, I hadn't even thought about it. Then we saw him cry here, and I was like, now I'm thinking about it. This was impactful as fuck. That he cried here specifically.
Having him cry here.
Again, this is very thought out, from a writing perspective. Yeah. I love that they put so much work into this.
And Teerak thanks him for understanding and accepting him for who he is. And they continue to hug. And he kisses his head.
He kisses his head.
He kisses his head out. They pull away. And then, yeah, because and then he's like, does my hair stink? And he tells him, you're my son. It never does.
Yeah.
And then they cry again.
It wouldn't even, like, it never does. Like, even if it did, you're my son. Like, in my eyes, it never will, because you're my son, so I will always kiss your head, kind of thing. Like, even if it did stink. It never does.
And I like how they're tying that back together, too, because it was just, like, a weird thing that he would do. I was like, oh, he's just acting like a child. I don't get it. But now it's like they keep tying it back, and I'm just like, oh, that's great.
I didn't even fully clock it until he says it when they walk through the door. They walk in, they're like, are you
He's
guys
like,
okay
Mom,
now?
Dad, kiss my head.
He's like, yeah. It's like, are you guys okay now? And he just goes, he kissed my head. And I'm like, oh, it clicks so well. It's so, like, from the beginning of, like, no, I'm gonna kiss it. I thought it was just a funny little play thing. And then in the end, to have it, like, click back into there where it's like he finally kisses his head, which is kind of like a way of him, like, coming around to being like, you asked for something, I'll give it to you. Like, this is, you're making your own choices kind of thing. And we have this connection now that, like, actually revolves around who we are as people and not just father-son relationship. It's, oh, it clicks so well. It clicks so well. I'm gonna cry.
And then his mom is like, well, now that you two made up, maybe we should invite Muenfah over for dinner tomorrow. And the dad's like, tomorrow? I have work tomorrow. Well,
I want to be here for that.
Yeah, and she's like, I want to be there for that. Come on. and she's like, okay, look, go to work, come back, and have dinner afterwards, okay? And he's like, fine, great, let's do it.
Oh, and Babe comes in.
Yeah, they have a group hug, and Babe comes in, and she's like, she cries and hugs them. And
she just starts crying. She's just standing there for a second, and then just goes. And I'm like, oh, Babe was so worried. Babe was so stressed. And we didn't see it as much because we just saw her, like, with Teerak and being like, it'll be okay, I'm sure it'll be fine. But this was obviously weighing on her like a motherfucker.
It's been weighing on her since the beginning because she's known for so long.
Exactly. And this, like, all of this drama added so much to that. And she was like, my family's torn apart, this is horrible. And just the fact that she walked into them all group hugging, she broke.
Yeah,
and
she's like, it's okay, we're okay.
This poor thing. I was like, somebody give her a hug.
And they do. They accept her into the group hug.
It's a nice group hug. And he texts Muenfah.
Yeah, Muenfah's home. He's like, hey, are you okay? I'm like, I'm okay, are you okay?
Good. He looks upset. He looks grumpy. But the second Teerak is like,
I'm better.
Everything's great. Yeah, and he, like, smiles a little bit, and I'm like, oh, good, okay. And again, the fact that we don't see Muenfah for a good chunk of the second half of the episode. After the drama goes down, we only see him interspersed, because the drama is mainly about the family, and again, he's distancing himself from that because he knows he's not needed in this situation. And whenever we do see him, it's just from Teerak giving him updates and being like, hey, I might need to hold your hand a little bit. Just something like that. And just I love this show. It's done so well. Top tier.
So then we cut to the next day where Muenfah is joining them for dinner. And what does he see? Grandpa's on the ground.
No, let me talk about my thought process here. Because what the fuck? Okay, let me talk about my thought process going into this. Because he showed up. And the second he, like, was walking up to the door, my brain went, why is it a shaky cam? The drama's over. Like, the camera was a little shaky. And whenever there's shaky cam, I know it's handheld, which means I know it's supposed to give more of a turbulent kind of, like, emotion from the scene. That's what happens with shaky cam. So, like, I saw it move, and I was like, why are we shaky camming? The drama's over. We're okay now. And he walks in. I went through a fucking roller coaster here. He walks in, and he turns, and he looks. And in a split second that he's looking and, like, stops there, I thought it was gonna cut to, like, a giant table, and, like, the family is standing there, like, staring at him all like, hey.
Welcome!
And I thought that's what was gonna happen. He was gonna be like, oh, okay, yeah, oh, I'm welcome, yay. Like, I thought it was gonna be that. And then it cuts to his fucking grandfather on the ground, like, unconscious, and I was like, what are we doing? I was like, got whiplash in that last scene alone. Oh my god.
So that's where we end the episode.
Oh my god. What a, I mean, you weren't wrong. That was definitely episode 11 worthy.
I told you. Like, cause you think they wrap up the drama and you're like, oh, it's over, we're fine. And then Grandpa's on the ground.
Oh my god. Jesus Christ. I was like, I kept seeing the grandfather like throughout like the episode. It was interesting the way they did this because I kept seeing the grandfather throughout the episode, and every once in a while I'd be like, as he was at the dinner table and eating, my first thought, like, I don't know why, but I had a thought when he moved or something like that. I was like, is he okay? Like, he doesn't look okay. And then it cut, and then he started talking. I was like, oh, I'm seeing shit. So I don't know if it was on purpose or if the way they interspersed him was like very legit and on purpose, but the way they've done the rest of the story makes me think it was slightly on purpose. So I just, oh god, this show, this fucking show.
So who'd the MVP for this episode?
Oh, I have mine.
Yeah. Oh. Yeah. Okay. 3, 2, 1.
Teerak.
Grandpa.
Oh, fair. Okay, I see.
Yeah, I think the fact that he would like chill with it from the start when Muenfah told him, and the way he also like disciplined the dad too. He was like, "Look,
Yeah.
if it was you, I'd be fine. I'd be on your side the whole time." And he like, I think hearing it from his wife was like definitely making him think about it, but hearing it from his dad, I think what the like push he needed and what the really like the oh god like what like because he can relate. He's a dad with a son. He's a dad with a son. So it's like he can if he can be okay with it, he should be too. And like I think the grandpa really like pushed him to where we got in the end, and it was great.
Yeah, I think I gave it to Teerak mainly because, I mean, we've seen him grow throughout this whole show, and this is obviously just another, like, we see how far he's gone in this show kind of thing. But the fact that he held steadfast with it and he didn't waver. There were many moments throughout this episode where he could have like kind of retreated back into that and gone and let Babe say that she invited him, or lied to his dad and said, "Oh, that was just Lee that you saw retreating." No, every single time, every single chance that he had to go back to his older self, he didn't. He was like, I'm sticking to who I am now. That was Muenfah. I invited him here. La di da da da. He stuck with it. And it could have been so easy for him not to, because there was a lot of trauma surrounding this incident. Like, he was stressed. He was on edge the whole time. Muenfah was few and far in between because he was not allowed to see him for a lot of it because he would go straight home after school. And it was obviously tougher on him, but he did not waver. He took what Muenfah taught him, and he stayed in himself and who he is now. And it might just be another instance of like, yes, we've seen how far he's come, but like now we're seeing him hold on to that and not letting it go. And I really loved seeing that in this episode.
Yeah, I agree. So your grade from last week.
Oh yeah, how'd that go?
The quote, "Get off my property." You said Teerak's dad, which was correct.
Oh, okay. I forgot who I said.
And then the quote for "Do you want to break up with me?" You said Teerak. It was Muenfah.
Damn. And that was my line too. That was my favorite.
That was like a line you like. So, oof.
Damn.
So now we got 3 Vi's for the finale.
Oh dear.
The first one is Grandpa's fate revealed.
Oh no! What if he's dead? Don't be dead. I like you. You suck. I mean, dead
or alive. That's really the only options.
Jesus. I think he's dead. If it's fate revealed in a promo, I worry that he might be dead. If it's not like, I mean, if it's fate revealed, because like if he was alive, he'd be in the hospital and we would see him like clinging to life in a promo, and that wouldn't be fate revealed. It would be like, oh, we're getting there. He might be okay. He might not be. So if it's revealed, I'm sure he might be dead. We might see a funeral or something.
Next is getting the families together.
Oh, okay. So parents meeting parents, maybe? Yeah.
Okay. And then the last one is a quote. "I'm thankful you came into this world for me to love you."
See, I could go different ways with this. I obviously could be Teerak to Muenfah or Muenfah to Teerak, but if we're going with the dead grandpa route, it could also be Teerak to his grandpa's grave. Like, there are many ways I could go with this. Like, I'll say Muenfah says it to Teerak.
Okay.
I'll throw that. Oh,
and those are your grades and vibes. Well, vibes and grade will be next week. So, join us next week for the finale of Your Sky.
The drama's apparently not over yet.
Nope. And we will be doing Your Sky of Us or For Us or whatever afterwards. Yeah. So it's okay. we're not done with them yet. There's some here. We got some more episodes, but the official Your Sky will end next week for us. Yes. So stay tuned and join us for the finale of Your Sky.
Yay!